Hello everyone, welcome back to Patrick's Parabox. Before we move on to new levels, I want to revisit the 2 levels so far that I have failed to complete, which I took a look at off camera and did figure out answers to. One of them I think, no, not this one. This one I got a bit of a hint on. Someone on Discord mentioned that I had figured out the hard part but failed at the easy part, and talked to someone about what the hard part was, and then I was like, oh, okay, I guess one of the things I was doing was not necessary. So you'll recall that my plan is like, okay, you see this shape with you in the middle, and obviously the only way you could possibly solve it, you can't drag a block behind you, so you have to leave a block as you enter the middle. So kind of there are 2 solutions, right? But this is like what one of them looks like, is walking from here onto that square to the right. And I had sort of made it more complicated by thinking that I also needed to do this, so that when I walk in here, I push a block out to the right, and that fills in this space for me. But you don't actually have to do that part. You can just put the block that's supposed to be opposite you, just like have it start already there, right? And where I had gone to some work to put a block into this thing, and that cost me, the cost was that one block was stuck inaccessible near the edge of the level. Whereas if I realize that this one can be here instead of being inside of the thing, I don't need to waste a block that way. So there you go. That's how you solve enter 10, I think it is. And then eat 8. I figured this one out without any more hints, just like mentioned I had trouble with it, went and looked at it again, fiddled with like kind of the obvious things that you might do, and then like they were right. So remember, the trouble, of course, is like, how do you extricate this green thing that has the goal in it? And this is kind of the obvious way, which I did in the previous video, to get that block free. But I couldn't figure out what to do with that block, was the problem. And I also couldn't figure out what to do with the block down here. Turns out the answer to both is the same. You gotta put them there. Why? Well, you'll see in a minute. Nope. So I had figured out, yes, you want to eat this thing up, and you have to leave the level on the right and come back here. But until I had put both of those yellow blocks down, when there was just one, you could push this far, and the thing wouldn't be like quite in the level, and I couldn't really figure out what you were supposed to do. But if you put both blocks here, you can push even further, consuming still more, and getting this green thing pushed into the level from the bottom up. And having done that, it's an easy solve. And I believe, we'll do a quick double check, but all of the worlds we've been to except the most current one. Oh, open is open. I could go down there if I wanted. Interesting. Are finished. We haven't skipped any levels now. We finally finished the ones that were previously skipped. So let's see what more we have to learn about transferring. Oh, I guess that's why there's multiple entrances to this, is because this is the level that kind of, you know, I had wondered, like, why are there, 3 entrances to this? Why were there 2 entrances to this clone, even though there was only sort of 1, right? So that's kind of cute. And the shape of the transfer level kind of plays around with the stuff that you do in the transfer world. So here we go. Now this one's a clone of this, is that right? Yes, okay. I guess Sudoku or Sokoban View would have also made it easy to tell. Sure. So the point of that is, remember, it's kind of hard to get 2 things lined up like this next to each other so you can enter them, right? This is showing, well, actually, you could just like, oh wait, that doesn't work. Because you can't You have to be up against one wall or the other. You can't, generally speaking, easily be up against both walls. And you need to push like one way to get in, and you need to be able to push left in this case to get to the goal. This is teaching me, hey look, you could just enter via a clone, and then this thing that you're in right now didn't really have to be supported on the right. You just have to have the pair supported on the left. What the hell? Is this a maze, I guess? This is obviously the only possible starting position. But they're giving you this kind of overview to decide on your plan before you get moving. So what the heck am I supposed to do? So this is the goal. We have to get the yellow thing here. And me in the middle. So how do we do that? We come in here. Now, if we push the yellow thing right, it should, like, mirror across, right? Comes in this way. Yeah, okay. So this is kind of a free pass. You can go through here as much as you want. And this wraps around as well? Okay, so it's actually kind of just a toroidal puzzle, right? It just wraps, and that's the only mechanism that's happening here, I think. Okay, well, I mean, when you look at it that way, it doesn't seem very hard to solve, does it? No, that's not right. Okay. Now we have more of the same, sort of, but you can't leave to the right. And you can push this thing, right, by going through there, so that's kind of cute. So we can put it somewhere else if we want. We can also push it up first. First or second, I guess. You could do it in either order. So, okay, where do I need it then? I mean, I need it here, obviously. But why is it a corner piece? In what terrain is that useful for me? The obvious issue is that you need to get the block to here and then push it right, and that's obviously impossible. So what we apparently need to do instead is get the box to here, and then hop into it somehow? I mean, I can get the box there, that's no problem. Well, wait, maybe it is a problem. Right, we can come from this side. So... Now, leaving it here is not useful because I can't get in through the top, right? Can't go down there. Here is kind of where I want it to be. If only I could enter it, right? Oh no, I don't have to enter it to get here. I can just walk around. Got it. Oh shit, but how do I push it down? Oh no, of course. Like that. There we go. Challenge level time. So we have these two worlds and two clones of them. And they're set up in a way that suggests some sort of maze. So, Okay, obviously, if I wanted to, I could enter this, and then like, oh wow, it looks like a completed path. But it's not, because when you step down, this thing gets pushed. And you can be like, okay, well, I'll tell you what, I'll put it here, and do the same thing, and that's great. But now you can't get back up, because that's not finished. So I think... I'm confused. I think you want to have the real one of these blue things have beneath it... Okay, I need to restart here. Have beneath it one of the clones of the green world. Yes, this looks good. And then this way, have the clone of this up top. By the way, can I push this? I can. Don't want to, but I can. This way, when we enter here, we'll go to the real blue thing, which will push us down into this. And we'll go into the clone of the green thing, which puts me up here. And then when I enter the blue thing, it won't run away, because it's stuck to the wall. Ta-da! And we have more kind of mazes, but this time in 3 parts. And the only level that we can enter is the blue one. And we're obviously entering a clone of the blue one first. Right? You know, not now, obviously. I mean, I guess we could, but... So that's going to put us here. And the only thing it really makes sense to do after that is enter a clone of the green level. Like so. Now, the green level, the real green level, is where we'll wind up, and that can take us into a clone of the blue level again, but in a different section, so we'll wind up here. Is that right? Yeah. And then we're going to be leaving this blue area on the left. No, this blue area on the left. And so we need to enter a clone of the yellow area, and so we need to scoot everything over. And then have the real yellow area here and push this stuff all up against that. And I believe this is not the solution. Oh, this blue level should not be attached to that. It should be on its own. Got it. Yeah. Now we have 2 pieces 3 times each. And the only entry is on the bottom of a green piece. So, for example, we could... No, it's not? You can't enter here. It's on the left of a blue piece. So, fine. Okay, we need to enter a blue piece from the left. That takes us to this, which has to connect to a clone of the green piece, I think? I don't think it makes sense for it to be the real one, but maybe. So, okay, what we know so far is that we need that, and that it needs to be up against a wall? I'm a little confused by these little spokes here. What is the point of that? Why am I not just in a square arena again? So that would take me into the real green thing once, pointing upward, which needs to take me into a clone of a blue one up against a wall. So we need to be here. Oh, I see. It's because, I think, this blue one needs to be on the right. It needs to have a wall on the right of it so I can enter it, and a wall above it so that the green... Wait, does this make sense? Did I make a mistake here? So we enter... Okay, let's just push this against the wall and see for a sec. So we enter here, the blue one, and we go down here to the green one, and then we come up and I'm stuck, so that's not right. Where do the green ones go? They go into other green ones? Is that right? I think that's right. So if I... Yeah, they connect up like that. Okay, so these have to be together. And that is going to connect to... It does have to be on the top, right? Yeah, it does. This has to... Okay. So I'm entering a blue one from the side somewhere. And it's sending me into this. Which is sending me up here, which is sending me down in the green area. I wonder... No, this is 5 tall, so I can't squeeze just these 4 in here and have it perfectly fill up. So anyway, so we're coming out of the green, and here's what confuses me, because don't I need this to be up against a wall as well? So that I can enter this without confusion? And then this one too. There needs to be a wall at the bottom, but also a wall at the top. And so it kind of looks like I'm supposed to connect these 2 columns. Now, obviously, this is like not complete. I need it more like against... Oh, God, I'm going to have to reset everything. Maybe I can just rewind a bit to get those things off the bottom corner, please. There we go. So it seems like they're happier over here. Like that. But when I entered this, I get into the green one, I get back into the same green one, and I come out. Now, I need that to like lead into a clone of blue, but you know, I think I can actually. I should stack up everything except for one piece, probably in the center there, and have them like support each other somehow. What one piece do I not want to be part of the column? Does every one of these pieces need support on both sides? I mean, right now, by the way, this blue piece is not doing much. That's not true. It's holding a way to get to the exit here, or it would be if I could get it to like be supported on top. Because then when I get to here, I could go up. So what do I have? Well, right now what I have is this, which Oh, wait. Maybe that is fine? So I go in here, I traverse this, and I come out, and this is no good. So... The problem is it seems like I need them all on top of each other, and I either have 5 or 7. I don't have 6. And so I have to either find a space where it doesn't matter what's above or below you, or where it's something about where you are doesn't matter anyway. Or I have to find a block that I can remove and press up against this wall instead of being in the middle. Presumably it would be like one of the blue ones. Okay, so let's try constructing it in the middle first. Which, yeah, I believe looks about like that. Or no, where was I putting the real green one? Does it need to be at the top? No, it needs to be... okay. Okay, I guess let's trace out the path again. Oh. So... we enter a blue clone, let's say here. That takes us into the real blue, which needs under it a green clone. So we can partially assemble that. And then we'll move the pieces into place. So put it under it a green clone, fine. And then the green clone is going to put me in the top of the real green, which needs above it another green clone. So these two could share, right? But it needs something different beneath it. And what I think it needs beneath it is a blue clone. And then... what am I doing with this green clone? Okay, this is clearly not finished, but what do I have so far? I get into this green, I mean, okay, a big problem, and an obvious one, is that we need a way into blue from the bottom from somewhere. So could that be... I mean, it has to be another blue, right? It has to be the real blue. So the real blue needs below it a green clone and above it a blue clone. We know this much for certain, I think. So again, we can build at least that much out and then figure out how to elaborate on it. This is on the right, a finished... we should regard these pieces as glued together. Where they are on the map, that might change, and we'll have to fix it because we'll have to actually move them because I have to get this out of the way. It probably doesn't belong here. So those all belong like that. And there needs somewhere to be a blue which is up against the right wall, or up against pieces which are eventually up against the right wall. I don't really want it to be one of these blues that's up against the right wall, because then there's a ton of wiggle room, and this whole stack can't, it will slide around. So what I think that means is that maybe this piece is fine where it is, and it's just going to be an entry to the maze, which is going to be built up in these 5 columns. So, okay, we enter here. We are in the real blue. We enter a clone of green. That's going to put me in the real green, in the top. And then above that, I definitely need a clone of green. So we've got another unbreakable chain of 2 pieces. And we just have to put these 2 chains together in the right way, right? And I will have come out... Well, that's assuming that this theory of lining it up in the middle is right. I've just gone through this blue into the real blue, come out into the top of green, the bottom of green, and I'm now coming out the bottom of green, and I have to go somewhere useful. That somewhere useful looks kind of like it needs to be blue, right? So I have that lined up already. So I think it's that is the plan, right? Yay! What is with this? A side level that's not like a challenge piece? I don't know. We'll do it later. It's not clearly labeled when I should do it, so I'm going to do the clearly labeled ones first. What? Can I zoom out? Okay. Huh. There's actually no empty space in the greater thing. They're each... This is a separate box, not just empty space. It's a box made of empty space. And likewise here. Okay. So one obvious thing you can do is like... What? That's a surprise. I guess, is this the first time I'm looking at boxes big enough where this behavior matters? Previously, anytime I entered a box... Oh no, of course, I'm transferring. I'm not entering. Right. But it is the first time I'm transferring from a box of one size to a differently... Oh no. Oh, I see. Do I see? Hang on, I might not see. What is happening? This green area is clearly a box. Oh, I know. Show me Sokoban. Okay, so this is World 1. And it is a box of its own. It's not like somehow part of this structure, which makes sense. This is what I thought the layout was, but I'm still a little bit confused about what happens when you transfer. Because I feel like this is the first time we're transferring between 2 boxes with the same exterior dimensions, but different interior dimensions. Right? Huh. Okay. So that means I can get this to come down here if I want. And then... What do I want to do with it next? Push it in here, probably? What would I do with it if it were in here? Push it back out and it would arrive here, and then I could push it down. Okay, and in here is just the exit. Okay, well, how big are these boxes, please? Okay. 3 and 4 are very small. It's very weird. And the one I'm in is 5 by 5. These are 3 by 3. I guess this one's 7 by 7? Okay, and there's... okay. So I guess I have to get this inside one of these, probably? Does that make any sense? Not really, I guess. I think I need to get the yellow boxes inside of each other. So that... No, I don't know. There's not really... What the hell? None of this is accomplishing anything. Don't worry that you're missing out. It doesn't make any sense to me either. Hang on, is this a challenge level? It's not, right? Yeah, why is this so hard then? You clearly have to use the orange spaces to kind of recalibrate the size or alignment of something to let you into the green space. But the details of that are very fuzzy to me. I mean, this looks... That almost looks right, doesn't it? Like, if I could, from here, just enter... do the same thing, but at the bottom of the world instead of the top? Because now there's a way into here, and look at this. I'm lined up beautifully. Now, why does that work? Because... if we look at the Sokoban, what is the size of this overall area? It's 9 by 9, including the borders. Which means... I think if the entry were here, I could just enter it and it would be fine. Maybe. Probably you can shrink down arbitrarily small when going through an opening. But you have to be aligned with it. So to transfer to it, though, you have to be the right size. Only if you're moving into it, like, from an exterior box do you get to shrink when you're moving. If you're going from one adjacent, you know, a sibling box into another sibling box, you have to be aligned and you don't get to resize. Well, you always have to be aligned. But you don't get to resize, I think. And so what I had to do is shrink myself down to fit and also be aligned by shrinking this box itself until it's just 3 by 3 by pushing it into a smaller area, sort of. And then shrinking myself? I don't know. I don't quite have words for it. Right, because out here, I'm 3 times bigger than I am in here. And then I'm 3 times smaller again, so I'm like 9 times smaller. I'm the size of 1 block of the green thing. Right, and I didn't shrink the green one. I said I did a second ago, but that was a lie. I left the green one full size, shrunk myself to 1/9 scale so I could transfer in. Okay, that sort of makes sense. What? So there are 4 totally distinct worlds here. Okay. And you have to get... There's 3 objectives there. And then also 1 here. And we have 6 boxes to do this with. And I have to be here. This is a lot to process. And things are not quite the same size as each other, huh? This one's 9 by 9. The other blue one is 7 by 7. This is also 7 by 7. But these are 4 by... No. This one's 5 by 5. But we only have access to a 2 by 2 section of it. And this one's also 5 by 5. Okay. How does that help? So what happens if I transfer over into World 5 here? I can't go left from here. Yeah, so it kind of scales you funny as you go through, huh? You get a bit bigger, and then you can't go back. Huh. Can I get through here? I can, and I can even go back. But I bet not here? In either direction? Oh, you can go that way. I don't really like this concept. But okay, it looks like we're being asked for some reason to push boxes down through here, right? And then get them up this way. Because the boxes are a little stuck. The only way they can go is down from there. And yeah, you can push a box down that way, that's fine. Now what happens when you push a box left from here? It just goes there. But you can make space like that. So that gets those lined up. Now why do I have 3 boxes here? Is this just a red herring or something? Help! I'm stuck. That's why I have 3 boxes, because I can't get back from that path. So I have to use these boxes to extend my reach. So we've kind of discovered like one-way passages as well now, right? This area over here is aligned in such a way that you can go down but not up. I kind of hate that because it's not so easy to tell from looking at it how it's going to behave. I don't want to have to do ratio math if I can help it. What are you? You're just empty? No. You're a clone of the... Oh my god. Okay, this might be an easier way to solve it. I don't know. I mean, I guess there's only one clone, so maybe I can just remember which it is. But sizes matter, right? This is 9 by 9. This is 9 by 9. These are 3 and 3. So we're sort of familiar with 3s and 9s from before, right? We need to get lined up properly in this thing. So shrink myself down to 1/9 size and be aligned correctly. We've done that before. And I guess the clone is just so that I can enter this world after I've put it in a position where it's impossible to enter. So first... Do I need 3 instead of 4 or 4 inside of 3? I feel like 3 inside of 4 is more useful because I can jump straight into 3, right? So let's put 2 up against a wall. That seems useful. Probably up here as well. And... No, we said we wanted 3 inside of 4, and I still think that's true, so we do it this way. So now 3... wants to be there, doesn't it? And then I go out the top of 3? Yes, okay. So let's watch this in fully animated glory at least, right? But I think it was actually kind of easier to visualize in Sokoban for some reason. Yeah. There you go. This orange one looks huge, right? Very large. Immensely massive. Tremendously gigantic, and so on. Now, when something goes into such a... Does it you become... Yeah, you shrink down as much as necessary to fit in the tiling. Okay. And the same thing would happen to, like, a box that went in. Yes, it becomes a very small box indeed. Got it. So how are we solving this? It seems like we need maybe a... We need 1 and 3 both inside 4 in a way? Maybe? Because I bet I'm going to find that number 1 is 15 by 15, right? Because we have a 3 and a 5, and we need to do some ratios on it. 3, 6, 9, 3... 6, 7, 16 by 16? Is that right? 3, let's do it in 4s if we think it's 4, 4, 4, 3. So I got it wrong. Or maybe it's not square. I think it is though. 4, 4, 4, 3. Yeah, it's 15 by 15. Okay. So we need what? So this one here, number 3, is size 5. And I need to be roughly size 5 to enter. Right? I need to be 1/5 of my current size, right? Which means, I think, like, putting... Yeah. Putting this thing inside of a 3x3 to make it 3 times smaller. And then it'll kind of be, in a way, each unit on it will be 1/15 the size, and then we can use this one. And I bet it lines up properly. So... like that. Right? Oh, hang on. There we go. Look at him go, he's so slow. Okay, I mean, those challenge levels didn't seem too bad, but, you know, I hate having to do the ratio math. Oh my god, it's been 47 minutes. We're gonna just, like... We'll take a break here and we'll do this one next time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.